can you tell us a little bit about yourself first?
I'm a product designer working in the SFA area for quite a while, 7, 8 years now. And for the past few years, I've been just focusing on enterprise design, especially for internal tools at Meta. And prior to Meta, I was at IBM for shy of a year. And before that, I was at a cybersecurity startup. I've been doing product design for a while. And
Yeah.
now that the landscape's very different, obviously with AI, all the tech layoffs, I do enjoy just like doing design, like that's not technical, like on my website where I have a little Etsy shop, and those are very non-technical stuff.
So how long did it take you from the time you joined us to the final offer?
Yeah, I would say like maybe a month or so.
What was the base now? 250, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
250.
yeah,
That's a really
yeah,
good base. I see role, especially
yeah,
in this market.
yeah. I know. I was really surprised. But yeah, so my base is actually higher than what I made at Meta.
Tell me a little bit more about the situation you were in when you came to us.
I think it was in late March. I was at Meta for almost 5 years, and there's a lot of things going on currently. And I've been doing this for a long time, so I just thought like I needed a change and do something, maybe work at a smaller company or just see if I can cut it at somewhere
Yeah.
else. So I started looking around, and it's a really hard time to look around, even with
Thanks.
background and experience. So
Yeah.
after searching by myself for a month or so, I happened upon your LinkedIn post where I think you messaged me, and I thought I'm not really good at interviewing. I'm not really good at job searches. I know I could be more strategic. So why not just try it out?
How did you know that it's going to work for you?
I think the way I see it is you will come out a better candidate or more strategic one way or another, right? It might not get you a job in the first week or second week or third week, but it gives you some skills that you can leverage for any like job search or career transition. It's like a compounding effect, is the way I see it.
I feel like not everybody has that understanding or has that opinion because even if they can afford it pretty easily, it's still like some hesitations around, oh, I don't know, it's still a pretty big investment, not in comparison to what I can make, but I just never invested in myself that much. And so, what would be your advice to them?
If you think about every time something hasn't gone your way in terms of your job search or your career transition, and you're not sure how to improve or you're not sure what you could do better, then this program and the people involved can help you kind of make sense of that, or at least help you tackle the next time better. That's really hard to do on your own. It's really hard because you don't have feedback, right? So this kind of force, it gives you the structure for that feedback, and it makes you, it puts the onus on you. If you're not paying for something, you're most likely not going to do it, right? Because you're going to be like, I don't want to waste my money. And then so you join those sessions, and you join the group sessions, and it helps keep you motivated, it helps keep you accountable. There's more accountability when you pay for something and you're accountable to someone else. And that's what helped me put in the time to do the sessions and to do the program and to justify the cost.
How do you like that experience in terms of coming into the program and having different experts supporting you?
I think it was great because I was in a specific situation and you guys were able to tailor it to what
Yeah.
I did. And then you knew I had an interview coming up. And 2 weeks' time, then you just put me in touch with John immediately. So I was able to get feedback like a few days later and have a week and a half to improve my presentation, which I think really helped. I think that flexibility and tailoring to what you need is really important, especially for someone who is joining like mid-process.
What would you say was the biggest transformation for you during this program?
I think the tipping point was when I had feedback from John about my presentation. He helped me trim away the fat of my presentation and help me demonstrate the complexity without confusing the
Mm,
listener. And I
I
think
love
that was really helpful. And I was able to do that and then improve upon that in my second round, the third round, with his words of encouragement. He also mentioned a trick I thought was really helpful just to help you frame your story is he said, look at the JD and map
Mhm.
all the bullet points onto each of your pages in your slide deck so that
Yeah.
you cover all of those. Because what hiring managers and hiring committees are doing is they're going to go back to all your interviews and see if you demonstrate the ability to cover all those JD requirements. And I never thought about it that way. I think the thing I learned the most from this program is it's not really about you. It's more about what they need.
Yeah,
You just have to structure it that way.
it's really about what they are looking for and literally whether what you can bring to the table fits that framing, fits their need. And you just have to assist them in that way.
During negotiations, you have me map out all the skill sets as they're aligned to the job to
Yeah.
help use those specific points for negotiation. So it doesn't sound like you're just asking for more money or equity or whatnot, but that you have specific reasons. And I think that just paints you in a really positive light with the recruiter, with the hiring manager, and whoever else. And that you can all do that when you go for a promotion. You can do that when you go for another job. And
100%. Now, you know, that's the format, because if you don't do it, then it's not even what they think, but it's more what you think of yourself, right? You don't feel comfortable because you're like, am I being vain? Is it my ego? Am I being greedy? Why am I asking for more? So
Yeah.
when you bring it down to, no, it's because of the contribution that you're going to bring, that you
Yeah.
can uniquely bring to the table. That's what matters, right? And so it makes the whole conversation much more collaborative and grounded rather than
Yes.
emotional or ego driven. Right. Any final thought you have for someone who is still a little bit on the fence, like they really want to do it, but they still like a bit on the fence? Any final wisdom?
I think if you're in tech or you've been in tech for the past few years, I would say the amount of money is probably peanuts.
Literally, that's right.
Yeah, literally peanuts to what you literally are spending more than that on just like food alone for 6 months. So I would say in the bigger scheme of things, if nothing else, it will make you a much better candidate.
Yeah, much better candidate, and not just for this next coming job, for all coming jobs in
Yes.
your life, for the rest of your career, basically.
I forgot to mention, even though I'm not actively participating in the forum, I do read the new chats or see people as they come and what they're doing. And I think it's so interesting how we're all very different. Meeting different people coming from very different like background from you. And it's just really good to know how they're doing things, how they're approaching things. You get out of your circle, right? Because the people you know are probably coworkers from your ex company or just friends from childhood, but like meeting other people in the same situation but with a different background helps you realize how they're tackling it, what they're doing different, why they're looking for different things, etc. And that's really interesting.
How is that sort of benefiting you, or is it just interesting, like out of curiosity? Impact of that? Do you learn from them, or do you learn from each other, or what's the effect of that?
I learned that, for example, for one of the candidates, she said she knows that this is not what she's looking for. And she had a very specific situation. So I was able to see, oh, she knows herself really well. She's not just for any role.
Yeah.
And I think that's something I've learned about myself is there's like things I've always wanted to do. For example, I did not want to apply to any more FANG companies because I've worked in FANG for a while, and just knowing that I didn't even apply to Google, didn't apply to any of the FANGs. So seeing someone else who has that like clarity is also good.